Okay, so we are live. Okay, hi everyone. I'm Letitia Norte, founder of Expanding Boundaries International and the executive director. I'm here with Joshua, and I'm not even going to tell you about who he is. I will give him that opportunity. So you have tuned in to Expanding Boundaries International Lighthouse Podcast. In today's episode, we are sitting down with Joshua. So Joshua is right now in Ghana, and he is interning. So we're gonna be discussing or chatting with him about his journey from the United States to Ghana and how he did it, with the hopes that you also want to jump on board to travel, study, intern, or work abroad. So now back to you, Joshua. Can you just give our viewers, our listeners, a little bit background about who you are?
No problem, Natisha. First off, I want to thank you for this opportunity. I resonate greatly with the mission of your organization, and I find it to be extremely valuable for more people to know about the importance of international education. Now, about myself, I'm from Chula Vista, California, about 5 miles from the Mexican border.
Wow.
I was raised by my mom in California, and I went through the public school system. I ended up at Cornell University, majored in interdisciplinary studies, the focus on economic development, and minors in health, equities, and global health. And I really, just to really foreshadow this discussion, I really began to break away from doing work solely in the United States. My sophomore year of college, when I started to take a bunch of international courses about global health and economic disparities outside of America. And I am now, as Letitia said, I'm now in Accra, Ghana, interning for PrimeSec Ghana Limited, which is an infrastructure development company founded about 2 years ago. So it's a very young company, but with a huge upside in that in many pockets of Africa, there's huge, immense potential for infrastructure development, and there's a huge need. And so that's my general introductory call.
Thank you so much. So I pick a lot from all that he just said. So I hope you guys did. So first of all, he's from Cali, California. And on top of it, he was raised by a single mother and went to regular school like our own public school, most of us did. And now he went to Cornell, right? And if I'm missing anything, just help me. And he went to Cornell. And your major again, can you repeat that? Because I could not get that right.
No problem. My major was interdisciplinary studies.
Okay,
with a focus on economic development.
Economic development. Okay, great. So you guys heard him, and so today he's right now in Ghana, and the beauty about it is that I'm from Ghana, but it's not. That's not the reason why I have him on here. It's just for him to give us his journey from California to Cornell and also to Ghana. So Joshua, have you traveled overseas before, or this is your first time in Ghana?
It's my first time in Ghana, but I have traveled before. In summer of 2019, I traveled to Zambia, Lusaka, Zambia, to be a research intern for the African Forum Network on Debt and Development. So in that role, I investigated Zambia's debt crisis to learn about Zambia's public debt management policy specifically. And that was my first experience abroad. I grew up right next to Mexico, so I've been to Mexico a handful of times.
Okay.
And slowly but surely, I've traveled more now than before.
Awesome. Wow. So I guess I'll say what attracted you to Africa? Because you did your African Forum, or you went to Zambia where you were in undergrad, right? So what prompted you? Like why? You could have chosen anywhere, but you chose the African continent.
No, it's Now my trajectory shifted as I alluded to earlier, my sophomore year of college. So I graduated from Cornell in December, and my freshman year, I was a communication major, thinking that I'd become a motivational speaker, and use my voice to my advantage. But I took a few classes focused on economic disparities. One class was called Health, Poverty, and Inequality, taught by Professor David Sun. And so I learned about some of the disparities in sub-Saharan Africa, as well as other lower income countries in Europe. And during the same time frame, I joined a fraternity, an African fraternity called Malik Fraternity Incorporated, and that's where I began to really think about Africa's development, really think about how I can contribute to Africa, because there's so much potential, but there's so much, there are corrupt practices going on, as well as just policies that don't do the people well at the end of the day. So I find the opportunities to really have an impact abroad, specifically in Africa, are larger than the opportunity to focus solely in America.
Okay. Wow, the audio, I think it went off a little bit, but we got the majority of it. So now I want us to walk back. We will get to the internship side, okay? But I want us to walk back to Zambia. How did you, what was your journey to Zambia? Did you participate in a special program through your school? How was funding, all those stuff? You want to learn a little bit about it, because I believe that it's like the travel bug, when you do one, everything just keep on like the domino effect, right? So we want to allow people to understand from now you are in Ghana, but before you even went to Ghana, you've been to Africa before. So something triggered from Zambia to Ghana. So we want to understand, how was your journey from the US to Zambia, and how did you fund the program?
Right. Good question. So really, my time in Zambia, I focused on public debt management research. That's when I realized many countries in Africa focus a lot on very quick development, and that's unfortunately at the compromise of their debt levels. And so Zambia specifically has substantially increased its debt levels throughout the past 9 years now. And truly, to me, this opportunity was presented to me in an email through a listserv, and I thought, I've never thought about going to Zambia. But why not just apply to the opportunity? And that was through Cornell's Global Health Program, which is a minor, as well as it's a department that provides a minor, global health, as well as a major. I believe it's public health and global health. So I applied to the opportunity, and fortunately, I received some funding from my family. They just aided me in the opportunity, and I'm forever grateful. And like I said, just understanding the quick, the relationship between economic development, debt, and seeing the opportunity for change in the way that development can be restructured is what motivated me to seek additional opportunities in Africa, specifically in Ghana.
Awesome. So family, what I got from this is the fact that his school played, I guess, a major role for him to go to Zambia. And for most of us, wherever you are going to school, whether you are high school or even in college or even grad students, whatever professional, whatever school that you're going to, and whatever your focus is, go to the department, go to your departmental head and ask them, I'm thinking about doing a study abroad overseas or travel overseas or something in this particular major or field. Is there anything that you guys have? And you will never know what is out there. So one thing I'm taking out of Joshua's stuff is that ask, and above all, there whatever your interest is, there might be a program out there for you. And for him at Cornell is the public health and global public health and also the global development department. That is how he was able to tap into to go to Zambia. So did the program give a little bit of funding for that?
So for me, no, because it's silly. I missed the deadlines.
The
But for
deadline. Yes,
yes. So
deadline.
the deadline for people who are interested in international internships,
Mhm.
it's very important to pay attention to those deadlines. Many people, a part of my cohort, received funding. So there are specifically at Cornell, there are funding opportunities presented by the Office of Academic something something. Basically, it's focused on um, marginalized students ethnically as well as racially and
Mhm.
as well as income status.
Well, awesome. What like, I love this. Don't get me wrong. I wish you didn't have to pay, but that is something that we are always talking about. Like, pay attention to deadlines and stuff. Like you said, some of his peers that went with him, they got the funding, but because he found out at the last minute, he could not get the funding. So lucky for him, he had family to assist him in the funding area. But so for our listeners, one of the things that we always talk about is like the deadline. Plan ahead, prepare ahead. Don't just say today is like we are in March and April, I want us to travel. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to think about your immunization shot. You have to think about your passport, your visa, insurance, all those things. So you would need, if you have the funding, I would say you would need like 2-3 months or so to rush it out. But even that, you are really, really like risking or whatever, like putting yourself under unnecessary pressure. But if you really, I would say, give yourself a year or 6 months in the planning phase. And then above all, if you are in need of funding, again, check funding, your school financial aid. There's so many resources out there. Just even a simple Google will even do justice. And above all, pay attention to the deadline. The deadlines are one of the biggest things, because I've heard a lot of people say, hey, I want to travel, but the time I want to go and the due date for the scholarship has already passed. What should I do? And I'll be like, you know what, you will have to wait to the next application cycle. So always plan ahead. So thank you so much, Joshua, for really putting this in out there. Lucky for you, you had family.
Yes.
Yeah, some people don't. So that is lucky for you. That's really nice. So I would say, what are some of your take back when you went to Zambia? Because we have people that will say, "Oh, I cannot travel. I cannot go overseas because maybe the food is not the best for me. The living arrangement, all those stuff." Like, people have different checklists of stuff of why traveling overseas is not for them. So I
Mhm,
want to
mhm.
hear from you, what were some of your setbacks, or what were some of your takeaways and all the aha moment was when you went in Zambia?
To be honest, I mean, I'm one to adapt very easily. So really the main difference, well, there are quite a few differences between life in Lusaka, Zambia and life in California. One of the first aha moments I had was when I saw that I had to shower with a tub. I had to fill a tub up with water. I mean, a bucket with water. Uh,
Yeah.
and use my hands to clean myself.
Mhm.
And really, besides that, as well as seeing the roads in Zambia and Lusaka, those were the only aha moments I had. But like I said, I adapted very quickly. So I found it to be no problem. It's just another country, and it's a baby. Zambia was became independent, I believe, in the 1960s. So relative to America, relative to other parts of the world, it's very young. So I suspect or I understand that it's customary for earlier, baby countries to have these deficits, you can say, in infrastructure.
Yes. So what Joshua is saying is that if I'm just gonna be like the linguistic or whatever the linguist to help him out, be open-minded, that is all traveling is all about. You are there to learn about somebody and their culture is different. It's not gonna be home. It's not even here, me living here in Maryland. If I choose to go to California, it's not gonna be the same. It's never always the same as being in your comfort zone, and traveling or interning abroad really shifts that dynamics or mindset and help us to grow more. So now I love the fact that you said that the country is somehow younger compared to United States. And when it comes to independence and all those stuff, we all know the colonial situation and all those things. So it's understandable and it's developing. It's like every day the African countries are trying to develop. So he understands the setback and he was able to adjust and be open-minded. So now I'm happy I can understand why you was now back on the motherland in Africa and in Ghana. So now we want to understand, how did you decide? What was your journey to Ghana? Like before even let's go back a little bit. Your internship. How did you choose, or why did you choose to do an overseas internship and stuff?
I'm one to take advantage of most opportunities that I'm presented with. So with this opportunity, so I wasn't raised by my dad. I was raised by my mom, but my dad, he's always been a business-minded guy, and so he joined the company that I'm interning for um, sometime within the last 2 years. So
Okay.
through him, I was exposed to this opportunity, and I've been learning about infrastructure development as well as Ghana, as well as the many Ghana's identity in terms of in the space of development. So that's my connection to this company. But I have another opportunity lined up in Uganda, and that one is strictly through a research. I'm connected to the Global Living Sun Institute. I learned about them similar to my first internship abroad in Zambia, through my email. And so I applied to this research program, and I've had beautiful discussions with many members of the team, and they really I resonated with the mission statement to really think about development in a new way that people don't assume that.
Oh no.
Rather than just asking them what they need, actually learning about the culture and the community, and then collaborating with people in the community to create a project that fits the needs of the people.
Wow. This is really cool. So your dad is already in Ghana right now? Oh,
Yes.
awesome. Awesome. So your dad is in Ghana, but you could have chosen to go anywhere, but you chose to go to Ghana because the company's mission is also in alignment with what you want to do when it comes to development in I guess developing nations, right? Okay. So I would say that then what is the what it, my other question is, how is the company, like what are they doing? Because I don't think the fact that your dad is working there was really prompted you to want to go in there. Something about the company made you want to intern over there. And when it comes to interning, what are they offering to students or anyone that let's say coming overseas? Because we have students that they want to do the internship, but it will be like, oh, it's funding, is the company giving any stipend, anything? Like, did they even help you with your accommodation or help you with your flight? Anything they assisted to make the journey from the United States to Ghana a little bit easier?
So The company, the company, so the, the company collaborates with, like in Ghana, as you may know, service is provided by the government. Correct me if I'm wrong. So there are actually two people in this office who are on their service. I believe they both graduated from UG,
Okay.
University of Ghana, East Legon, and
Mm-hmm.
so they're working as they're working to complete their 1 year service,
Service, national service.
their national service,
Yeah.
and the, go ahead.
No, no, no. I was saying the national service is similar to the Peace Corps or AmeriCorps here in the United States. So something similar. Yeah.
Right, right. And specifically with me, given that my dad lives here, my accommodations and things of that nature have been worked out. I'm very grateful about that. But I'm sure working with this company, or engaging with this company, there are things that can be sorted out. It's really just a matter of connecting with the people in the company, and then just having them, being honest. So if I'm a student, say if I'm a student, I just graduated. Well, I did, but if I'm a student and I didn't have the family connection, what
Mm-hmm.
I would do is I would reach out to this company and see, really discuss any internship opportunities, because it's very valuable
Yeah.
for people, especially interested in Africa's development, to learn about infrastructure development. And this company specifically focuses on roads and hostels.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So the company name is Prime Sec, right? Ghana
Yes.
Limited. So yeah, family. What I want you to understand is that what Joshua is trying to say is don't even focus on his dad working over there and all those stuff. Focus on the fact that if there is a company that you are interested in interning or even working over there, or just to learn about what they are about, a quick call or even an email, goes a long way. Reach out. And now with LinkedIn, there's so much out there that you just have to find a company, somebody that works in that company, and then shoot them a text or a DM them,
Exactly.
DM them and find out, okay, hey, this is my field, this is my major. I'm looking for internship, and I wanted to know if there is anything that you can help me understand about your company and what you guys have. Or sometimes go on the company's website and look. They might have an internship going on,
Right.
opening and stuff. So even if you don't feel like doing the whole LinkedIn and the DM stuff, you can also go on their website and find out. And if they don't have any internship and stuff, then even if they do have internship, apply and then try and then email somebody or text somebody on this social media platform that they associate with the company and say, hey, I just applied to your company in this country and stuff, and I was just trying to see if you know anyone that you can connect me with for the process and all those stuff to learn more about the company. So don't sit there and say, oh, there's like I'm looking for internship and I haven't gotten any internship, because America or the United States is not the only place, that you
Yes.
can get an internship. There is so many places that you can get an internship. And the beauty about it is that you being in that country, you are not just getting, how do I say it, just or international overseas experience or whatever it is. Yes, you get overseas experience. You are getting language experience, learn about culture, politics,
Mhm.
all those
Mhm.
things. So you're getting a whole huge package in one. Compared to when you do internship in America, you already know America, you already know the United States. So it is not, it is great, it's amazing, but it is not as, oh my God, or OMG, compared the way
Yes.
to that. So it's like you want to really package it. And what we always say is that the reason why we brought Joshua to put a face in international education and even internship abroad is the fact that now in a globalized world, or in the career field or in the boardroom, people come from different walks of life and they're in the boardroom. So you coming in and connecting. I want us to shift it back to Joshua again to learn about him. What are the people in your company that you are interning right now? Are they all from Ghana, or where are they I guess connecting from? Because I know sometimes you have people coming from Europe, coming from India, all those stuff. So we want to learn what are the people that Joshua is always in contact with in his internship right now.
Okay, no problem. So there are three executives a part of this company. One of them is my dad. The second and third one are Ghanaians, and
Okay.
they both have different backgrounds. So one of them is named Alfred Odo,
Okay.
and he's coming from a very technical background where he was an engineer for some, I believe, some American companies as well as possibly some European companies in Ghana. And the second executive that's based in Ghana is named Kwame. I don't remember his last name at this moment, but he's come from a background where he has experience in the oil industry. He was a director for the Shell companies, Shell Ghana, for about 10 years or so.
Oh, wow.
And both of them have, I believe both Alfred and Kwame both have Masters of Business Administration degrees.
Interesting. So I'm guessing these people were somehow used to live here in Ghana, in the United States, and they partnered up, and now they are in Ghana doing business. So that is really, really awesome. That is really, really awesome. So my other question that I have for you right now is, if I know you've shared that if somebody is interested to intern, they should just go on the company's website or even reach out to them and to learn more about the company, what they have going on and stuff. But now, let's say we want to also learn about you and your experience right now. How will you describe Ghana? And this is not just because I'm from Ghana. No, no, because we want people to really understand that, sometimes like, when it comes to food, when it comes to water, whatever, like they have different things that I would say maybe television or the media has helped them to formulate in their mind. So we want to allow you to tell people what is it like to be interning in Ghana.
And it's funny you say that because some people carry these stereotypes in their head. Now, I never truly, carried those stereotypes. Like when I went to Zambia, I went very clear-headed. Same thing when I went to Ghana. I understand that, like I said earlier, this is a baby country, and because of that, there are things that you wouldn't see in the States. So, for example, the roads. The roads, as you probably remember,
Yeah,
are can be, yes, can be very jam-packed with traffic. So that's one thing that you can expect from Ghana and really just baby countries, because they don't have that infrastructure development yet. Um, One thing to really consider is that Ghana's political system is quite different from America's. I believe there are less members who are a part of the state members of parliament, which you can say is the equivalent of the United States Congress. And the social service system is quite different. So you don't really have, say, like the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. You have people who are pushing more for social services, and then those who are kind of just pushing for profit, not profit, but utilizing profits for the private sector, promoting the private sector rather than focusing on social services. So that's really, in terms of the political climate, in terms of life here, the traffic. That's that's something that people should know. But besides that, it's just like any other city. You have your lower income pockets, you have your more affluent areas, and you have just very varied restaurants. I love the food. I love the banku, the fufu,
Oh, wow.
all of it.
So Joshua, anyway, I don't want to say something silly, but anyway, Joshua is one. I would say he is ready to just become one with wherever that he goes, and that is the beauty of our life. You have to be ready to become one with that, with wherever you're going. And he's saying like the country he understands is not as developed as the United States, but above it all, you have to be open-minded. Like, I don't know how we keep saying be open-minded, and sometimes it might sound like a cliche and stuff, but you have to just let go of whatever perception that you think you have about a country, and be open to just embrace whatever that they have for you. And he's like, the roads are not up to par compared to the United States. Traffic is also crazy because for me, coming from Ghana, I know that everybody wants to be living in Accra. So it's like everybody coming from all over, they just want to be congested in one place. So that is one of the issues that they are having with the capital region. And even now, when you go to Ghana, some places that used not to be part of the capital, now it has become part of the capital, because it's like all these outskirts cities now, it's not, because people are moving in there because they need land and stuff. So Joshua like saying like be open-minded and stuff. Now with parking, we have seen it's like what will I take with me? How like what will I take? What can I take with me when I'm traveling or when I'm doing an internship and stuff? So what are some of the like I have to have this with me to Ghana? Yeah.
I definitely recommend in terms of clothing. It's very warm here, very humid, and so a quick question to you: is it only like this, during the rainy season, during the dry season?
The dry season is a little bit chilly, but it's not. I would say it will be like fall here. That's a dry season. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's chilly over there. Yeah.
So when someone comes to Ghana during this time period, I recommend them. So right now I'm working in an office, so I'm dressed in professional attire. But for people who may work with an NGO or perhaps the public sector or just a more relaxed private sector setting, I definitely recommend nice pair. Stuff like slacks. Slacks are universal. Shorts as well. That's a must. As well as some nice sneakers because the streets are not paved as well, so you have a lot of road and street inconsistencies going up and down. Uh, something like shoe polish can go a long way. You know, and really, I mean, you bring your shirts, you bring your um, medication, malaria prophylaxis, you get your yellow fever vaccine before coming here, and you're really good to go.
Awesome. So again, when it comes to outfit, check exactly what your mission is. What is it that you're gonna be doing? Are you gonna be in the healthcare area? Are you gonna be like, because most NGOs, they are out there on the field, So when it comes, Joshua, I would say he's lucky somehow. He's in the office, But some people go and they are all hands on the field, like they are meeting everyday Ghanaians or everyday people in the community and stuff. So that when that comes in place, like you want to be relaxed, have some kind of sneakers and all those things. So you have to decide, when it comes to things that you want to pack, what are the things that it's like your must have. Did you take any computer with you, or they gave you a computer? Because sometimes, like when it comes to your tech stuff, it's like I have to have my computer with me, my dad, things that will help your life. So if there are some things here in your country that you cannot do without, make sure you take them also along with you. So I think did I miss anything on some of the things that sorry. Another thing that he said he had to have with his yellow fever. So your immunization, before you go check with your doctor, and then find out if there's any shot that you need to take before you go out of the country. So that is a very, very must. Having your yellow fever and all those things, immunization shot and all those stuff before you travel. And I don't know, now we are in COVID season. How was it? Because people are gonna wonder, like, maybe now it's not the time to travel because of the pandemic and stuff. So we also want to hear from you. How was your experience living the United States to Ghana and with the pandemic in mind?
Coming from America, which is the epicenter of COVID in the world, it's a nice break. So Ghana currently has around 85,000 cases, which is low relatively speaking. Coming here, I had to get a COVID test 72 hours before my departure, and that rule is imposed by the airline. So I'm sure some airlines may go from about 72 hours to 96 hours that you have to receive a negative COVID PCR test result. And coming to Ghana, I actually had to get another rapid test. And so I believe that's a measure that Ghana wisely is taking to ensure that, say, with COVID, the timeline, the incubation period is a bit tricky. So that's a method that they have utilized to reduce some of the risk when it comes to international travelers. It's very, I mean, like, it's very, I'm happy to be in Ghana simply because, or not simply, but one reason is because in the States, the COVID climate, specifically in California.
Yeah, it was locked down.
Yes. I mean, the gyms aren't even open right now. The restaurants are probably at 25% capacity or possibly 50%. Here, everyone wears their masks. Most people wear their masks. They adhere to the public health recommendations, and I believe because of that, Ghana is not in the same position. In the States, adhering to the public health recommendations has become political.
Yes.
When I personally, it's something I believe in science. I believe in really analyzing the numbers, analyzing the data, and relying on the strength of research, especially when it comes to public health. So I'm glad that Ghana is taking things more seriously than some parts of the United States.
True. Okay, so like he said, if the pandemic is the reason why, he's telling you that Ghana is even way better than the United States, and it's not that crazy about restrictions on where people can go and how many. Because I'll be on Facebook and I'm like, wait, they having a party? They
Yes.
So it's one of those things that assess the country, check their embassy or their travel website, and then find out exactly what their country is saying and what is the requirement, because every country has a requirement on what it takes to enter their country during this global pandemic. So definitely check all those things out before you go, because you don't want to get to the country and I have heard people say, oh, I got there and I have to be quarantined and all those stuff. Were you required to quarantine when you got to Ghana?
No, because when I arrived, just like everyone else, people who are coming into the country are required to get a rapid test upon arrival.
Okay.
So that's another cost to keep in mind, is the rapid test is, I believe, universally $150. So that's just a cost for people to be mindful about.
Awesome. Yeah, Joshua said be mindful of the extra little bill or expense that you might not know that might pertain to the pandemic. So have all those things in mind. So Joshua, I cannot really thank you like enough for your time today to allow us to learn more about your journey from Cornell to Zambia and now to Ghana. So before we even wrap this thing up, I want to give you that chance. I don't know whether you have 3 tips, 5 tips, whatever I advise, you want to give to our students, our working professionals, anyone is like, why should they really look outside the United States when it comes to their education or their internship or even working overseas and stuff?
No problem. Being an American comes with immense privilege. And so my first point is that when you travel outside of America, you'll understand why it's a privilege to be an American. People abroad are fighting for their simple human rights. And although America has some progress to make, it's made much more progress compared to places like, in different pockets of low and middle income countries. One thing specifically that comes to mind is women's rights as well as rights of LGBT plus, members of that community. Things are very different here. So just to reiterate, traveling abroad for international education, you recognize the value of being an American. My second point is you grow a global network, which is very valuable, especially when you want to. It's important to have perspective when it comes to solutions, and especially when someone wants to leave a mark outside of America, outside of a place that isn't their territory. They will need those connections to show them the way and to educate them about the climate of, say, Ghana, for example, because Ghana is very different than America. Zambia is very different from America. So growing a global network through as an outcome of traveling is my second point. And my last point is it gives you the experience to understand others. Now, one of the greatest issues of this world is that there is a lack of understanding. There is almost an inherent ignorance about each other because some people, it's not that they're incapable of stepping into the shoes of others, but it's more so because they aren't interested. So really, international education comes into the picture by providing people with a platform to learn about life, learn about a different way of living, learn about a way of living that focuses, like in Ghana, more on culture, more on family strength, whereas in the US, the focus is largely on individualism, as well as it's a very tense environment. People are always just pushing and pushing and pushing the pedal, no brakes. Here I'm interning from say 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. or to 6 p.m. But after that, I can relax. I don't have to worry about the tense climate that's prevalent in America, and because of that, there's more. I can understand the people around me more. I can understand the lives and the system that is here, as well as how the actors, you could say, interact with the system, which is very, very beneficial, especially for advocating for social change. It's important to know how the world works outside of simply America, because as you said earlier, there's more to the world than America. There are, another 190 plus countries.
Yep. Thank you. So I hope you got it. And the reason why I keep repeating it, because sometimes his audio keeps going in and out. So these were the 3 things. And again, Joshua, if I missed something, just let me know. One of them that he was talking about is that the global network, global network. I don't know. I think one of the reason why we started EBI is that, the global network. You never know how that one trip is gonna end up in different dynamics of your life. So not being a one person that all the people that are from America, you want to have diverse group of people in your network, and it's like a no-brainer about that. And even about that, to having that approach, he said, like, people are also a little bit of in themselves, not being able to understand other people and where they are coming from and all those things. So traveling really, really does that for you, to really understand why are people the way they are. It's a beautiful thing to really understand that, okay, yes, I'm an American, but the person from India and the person from Africa or Europe and stuff, is like the reason why they behave certain way that they are, because I know about their history. I know a little bit about their culture and stuff, and it's different. So even if you're able to have one experience overseas, that experience will help you to be, I will say, globally minded, and also cultural tolerance. We call it being able to tolerate other people based on where they are coming from. And it's like, above all, like, one thing that he also talked about is learning about the privilege. And I would say that, me being a Ghanaian and living here in the United States, when I went to China, I guess I came here when I started high school here, right? So all in all, I'm an American. But guess what? When I left, you know how it's like you can't wait to leave the United States, like, oh my God, I'm done with this country, this, And then you go to China, and then you're coming back. And I remember just in the sky and looking at this beautiful country, And I was like, no, like, I never appreciated this nation until I left this country, So Joshua is saying that the appreciation of knowing that you are really privileged, irrespective of where you are at the status quo or whatever in this country, you learn that somebody is trying so hard to be in your place. And that alone gives you that sense of pride in yourself, and allow you to, don't allow anything to hold you back, because it's like, wait a minute, people in these countries, they barely have what I have in the United States, and they're still making it every day. So it takes away that veil of limitation out of your eyes or out of yourself. And then you're able to say, you know what, I can make it, I can do it. So I'm so grateful to have Joshua share this experience with us. And family, I met Joshua on LinkedIn, and I was like, we got to have him on our platform. And I'm so, so, so thankful for him taking his day off. It's about to be 7 p.m. in Ghana. So just understand the sacrifice that he could have been somewhere really chilling and getting to know the locals, but he chose to be with us today. So it is a privilege. And Joshua, thank you so, so much. And I don't know whether you have anything else to add or to say before we close it chat or podcast. So anything that you have?
Real quickly, I mean, if the people who are watching this or listening to this, you have an opportunity to go abroad for an internship or to study abroad, take it. Do what you have to do to figure out the finances, to figure out the logistics, because at the end of the day, if there is a will, there is a way to make it happen. Just a matter of having the willpower to make it happen. So thank you, Letitia, so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Joshua. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so family, that's about it for EBI podcast chat, internship chat with Joshua Charles. And he's on LinkedIn, he's on Instagram, so you can really connect to learn about more about his journey. Because Joshua, I'm just grateful that he's a person that he doesn't keep information inside. He loves to share it to allow people to understand why things are the way they are. So definitely reach out and connect with him. So Joshua, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Letitia.